So we're here at Norwalk at Night Under Fire in the trailer. This is Dean Antonelli, E-Tunes, and his crew chief of Ron Katz's funny car. He won back-to-back championships. Not many crew chiefs can say since they've been to a driver they've never not won a championship. What does that make you feel like?
Well, I mean, it's obviously a great accomplishment, but it's mostly about the group that we have here. As you know, Ron's put together a great team, and we brought pretty much the whole team that we had with Beckman over here. So the continuity is very good, and the relationship between all of the guys and Ron and family and all of our partners and sponsors. So that's what makes a great team, and that's what makes success.
Now, this is a question kind of dating back to last year. You started off the year with the Charger body, I think.
Yep.
Hellcat body. What's it like adjusting from, going from one thing to another thing mid-season? Because I know Toyota signed on. They're a very good sponsor, very good. But I don't know exactly how that would go.
Well, we're very pleased to have joined the Toyota family. Obviously, great sponsor, great for our sport. Not only the product itself, but the engineering support that they give all of their teams is second to none. So it's great for them to come on board and switching over to the super body, like you say, mid-swing. The aero package is quite different. So it took us a few races to get everything in check and kind of get back on track. So we started out fairly hot, and then we were kind of just hanging in there trying to learn what to do with the fuel curve and the clutch application stuff kind of mid-season, and then we kind of got back on track when it counted.
In Bristol, when you took off, I think that's when you got your first one last year.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I was there. That's
Yep.
And like I said, you need to just give me tickets, and I'll go win every race of the year.
Yeah, it's no kidding. You're like a charm.
So, I know it's not a national event, but Night Under Fire, it's really important, obviously. Bill Bader Jr. runs it. This is a very prestigious event. What's it like as a crew chief going into one of these?
Well, you don't see a lot of the big cars doing exhibition races anymore. Wilkerson does a couple. I think Cruz does a couple. But it doesn't happen a lot like, JFR. We did quite a few in the 90s. So here, the Bader family, I've been doing these events since '95. I think I've missed 1 year. And it's a great opportunity for the teams because the track is prepped really great. Obviously, we're a national event here. So, you can come here and run the car how you would normally and produce good numbers and maybe even do a little testing while you're here. So it's a great opportunity. And of course, Night Under Fire, I say this all the time, it is absolutely the greatest one-night show in drag racing. Like the Bader family, they've killed it for 30, 40 years. I don't know, it's like awesome.
So, did you ever drive back
when I was younger, I played a little bit, but I had more fun doing it.
And after what John Force just went out and did, run a 88, I think.
88, 327.
How does that put your confidence that you can go out there and you can really hit one? What does that put your mind at?
Well, I mean, we were here just 4 or 5 weeks ago, I think, and so I mean that's pretty close to what the cars are running, the same temperature track temp, I believe, when we're here. So, like I say, the Baders, whether it's a national event or Night Under Fire, they prep the track, superbly. So it doesn't shock me. I think we'll see those type times are better. The air is a little heavy today, and it'll probably get a little heavier tonight. And so you might see a little better numbers this evening, but that's probably going to be the target.
And I've had a few people ask me, I don't quite understand it. I mean, I know how a national event works. Obviously, you qualify 16 cars or however many show up and you bracket it out. How exactly does the bracket, if that's what you want to call it, work here at Night Under Fire? Because I know Bill Bader said there is going to be a winner. There is a champion at the end of the night.
Right. So the first session, they pair everybody together, I believe, by your points positions, like how we are in the NHRA. And then everybody makes the first round. And then the 2 quickest cars are the last pairing for the second session, and then the intermediate cars run each other, and then the slowest DTs run each other first. And obviously the two quick cars from the first session, they're running for the, I guess, ice cream scoop. So.
Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
All right,
This is Dean Antonelli. We're here at Night Under Fire in Norwalk. Top fuel driver. I wasn't expecting that. It's a funny car show. What are you doing here this week?
Just spectating, weekend off. Being at home didn't sound fun to me, so I drove up here yesterday and just been hanging out. We talked about maybe making a couple laps in the funny car and Force's car to keep my license maintained, but change of plans this morning, so just been hanging out. I got a pork butt on the smoker back there, and we're going to eat good in a couple hours.
What's your experience? What's your favorite part here about being at Night Under Fire?
Bill Bader just puts on an awesome show. From the time it starts to the time it finishes, it's a lot of excitement for the fans. So looking forward to the fireworks show here at the end of the night. The fans love that, we love that, and the racetrack's killer right now. So you're going to see some really good runs in this late session.
Is there a plan, and if there is, what is the plan to get top fuel cars here in the future for this year?
Bill's had them here before. I don't really know if there was flack on that, but typically it's always been a funny car show, and the fans still pack the place and keep them coming. So I'd like to have dragsters here, I'd like to come participate in this event, but if they don't get dragsters here, hopefully I can drive a funny car here one day.
And what's the next race on the schedule?
We go to Topeka, Kansas, so we'll leave Thursday morning, flight out, and get down there. It's going to be hot with a really good racetrack. It's going to be tricky for all the competitors, but it should be a good show.
Well, good luck, Austin. Thank you. We're here at Norwalk, Night Under Fire with Tim Wilkerson, and when I read your name on the flyer, I was like, cool, I'm going to get to see Tim Wilkerson race.
Well, thank you, buddy.
Come find out in the driver's meeting.
How about
You're
that?
not driving the car.
No, I'm a duck out of water, though. Let me tell you, I up there on the start line. I don't know where to put my hands. I don't know what to do. I'm a duck out of water. But yeah, my son's doing a great job, and we try to get him a couple 5 runs a year to keep his license, and that makes it kind of exciting.
So this is different than a regular national event.
Yeah.
But I'm sure your mindset differs today because you're not behind the wheel of a car. But is there anything you look at differently from a tuning standpoint?
No, I run it just like if I was driving it. So he knows what to do. If he does anything wrong, he knows to shut the thing off or do whatever he needs to do. And so hopefully we can make the thing run a little faster next run.
And back to the national event part, because that's what you do. You come up win 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
2 races ago?
Yep, Seattle.
So I haven't seen you win like that, consistently like that for a while.
We got a pretty good car. So the car that Dan tunes, the Chad Green car, it's been a really good car too, and we're really close to getting that thing in the winner's circle. Like they put a hole out against JR in the finals at Sonoma last weekend, and that was sad. We wanted to get rid of him 3 weeks in a row if we could.
So are you and I don't know, are you and Bobby Bodie like affiliated or?
No, they're just friends of mine, and they were struggling 4 or 5 years back, and I said, well, why don't we get the same combination I have, and then we could talk. But I call him Dr. Jekyll because if I tell him to turn the knob 1 turn, he turns it 3. So, but he's a good kid, so he's learning, and he hung out with the Jim Head car on the Western Swing, trying to learn more about all the gizmos we have bolted on these cars.
The next time I'll see you in action is going to be at the U.S. Nationals.
Okay.
So what's your plan to go back to winner's circle there?
Well, hopefully we can, right? It's a good point, it's a good big money race there too, and that's what we need.
Well, thank you, Bill.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
We're here at Norwalk, Night Under Fire with Robert Hyatt. You're #1 qualifier right now?
Yeah, so far.
So what's the mindset after hitting a number like that and then going into a kind of an elimination run?
Well, we want to win. Anytime we go to a race, we want to win. So, it's going to take a bigger number, a quicker number than what we just ran there to win this thing. I don't even know who I raced. It was kind of a mix-up of who I'm going to race. It's either going to be Cruz Pedregon or Ron Capp. And we want to go after those guys and beat them.
So, does this differ from your average week, national event?
Yeah, this is more laid back. It's a match race, but still the competitive edge is there, and you want to win, okay, no matter what. And then you see a crowd like this, we want to get it done.
Well, what's your favorite part of Night Under Fire?
Just the show, that this guy puts on and packs this place with great fans, and you can see everything from wheel standers, jet cars to you know, the funny cars and gassers. I love them gassers; those are cool. And then the fireworks show at the end of the night. There's nothing like it.
When you drive and run for John Force, does he mess with you or pick on you or anything during the week? Or?
No, he's what you see with John is what you get 24/7. He's a wild man.
Well, thank you, Robert. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
We're here at Norwalk, Not Under Fire. This man needs no introduction, I'm going to give him one anyways. Two-time Top Fuel Funny Car champion, Cruz Pedregon. So, you just run a 404
Yep.
in your first run of the day. I believe you probably haven't made any other one in the whole weekend, right?
No, that's the first one with the Snap-on car. We're trying to get a good baseline. We're trying some things different, try to get better and go faster. So we're using this. It's a great track out here, so we're using that as a test session.
So, last year when I watched this event, the first test session, everyone was spinning the tires. Does it add any confidence knowing that you just went dead A to B in the first run of the day?
Yeah, it does add confidence for sure. And you know, to Bader's credit, Bill Bader, the promoter and owner of the track, spent extra resources to bring a track guy in to prep the track. So the track's probably better than it's been in a long time. So the track was really good. So, and then it's not as warm out. So usually, you know, if it's not as warm and they do a good job prepping, the track will be good. So, you know, some of the John Force, I think, went a good 388, which is a great run. But we're out here trying to go down the track and not trying to get crazy yet. We'll go fast tonight.
And does your mindset as a driver differ at all from the regular Nationals weekend, or is it just still you're just going up there to do the best you can?
Yeah, you know, when you get in the car and you start thinking about all that you have to do, there's a little less pressure here. But then when you get in the car and you get strapped in and the engine starts, it's right back to, you know, focusing and doing a good job and cutting the light and doing all the things you do at a normal. So you try not to let that stuff bother you, but the adrenaline is maybe not as high as it is if we're out there racing, you know, at an NHRA event. But you know, we're still trying to do good. We're going to go up against, you know, one of the good cars that we raced against, you know, so we're going to try to, you know, we're trying to win too. Even though we're out here, it's a match race, we have a lot of pride on the line, and you know, we want to beat the competition.
I've talked to Caps quite a bit about this, but from your standpoint, is it hard to turn off the part that makes you think, I own this during the day? Is it hard to, you know, when you get in the seat before the lights go down or before you strap in, are you thinking, well, I don't want to blow anything up, I don't want to tear this up, I don't want to have to pay new, or are you just locked in?
Yeah, you know, I hate to say that I've never really had that mindset. Even as a driver, when I was a higher driver, I never differentiated from having to pay for things myself, because first of all, I want to stay safe in the car, and I want to do things that are going to be pro keeping me in one piece. So, you know, that stuff you really don't think about too much. You know, when I get in the car, I kind of just focus on how can I do the best job I can, and then afterwards I think about it, but not during.
And what do you think one of your most John Force experiences was when you raced for him back along?
Well, actually, it was my brother Tony.
It was Tony?
Yeah, that was Tony. Yeah, no, and you know, we've always been competitors, but you know, talking to Tony, I can't speak for him, but he had a lot of memorable races with John, and it was a good time for him. And you know, John really put him on the map, gave him an opportunity, and Tony made the best of it and won a championship. So, you know, John's been a great car owner, and it's great to race with him all these years myself. To race against him, I should say.
I don't want to keep you here too long, but I do have one final question.
Yep.
Did it hurt your feelings when your Oakland Raiders moved to Las Vegas?
You know, it didn't, because I feel like they needed a new stadium to keep all the fans excited about the future of the NFL. And it's like anything else. They needed a new change of scenery. So they're still the Raiders, no matter where they're at, and they're in Vegas. Vegas is still like Southern California to me, so it's all good.
Well, thank you.
All right, brother. Take care, man.
You too. Good luck, man.